So, finishing up a bunch of little projects. London showed up and is finishing scraping the ceilings. What we're going for is, let me find one, kind of that look right there. So see how it's all cleaned out. So it's all been scraped out compared to, which one, babe?
This one.
So that one has got, yeah, see? So that one's got all of the insulation and everything kind of left in it. So we're scraping it once so we can see about leaks and whatnot.
Yeah, the corners are hard.
But the other reason is too, when we go to spray foam, we want to have a good clean surface to kind of spray things too. So the weather here's been crazy. I got here this morning, I had my hoodie on. The sun came out for about 3 minutes and I was sweltering hot, and now it's blowing like 20 miles an hour and it's freezing cold. So good old Missouri weather. Can't make up its mind. So I don't know whether to wear a winter parka over here to work or shorts and a t-shirt. You're always cold. So so let me show you, got some more done on the steps. When London came over, she brought cardboard so I could make a template. So I made a template out of it, and what we have are the 2 finished steps, and they look like this. So we replaced all of this. This used to be metal, actually came out about another 2 inches. So we replaced all of that on either side, and then we made the steps. We're eventually going to close in the steps. Right now they're open. That's just so we have something to stand on and can step in. Eventually we're gonna actually finish building them, but right now while we're trucking in and out, you know, don't want to go crazy with them and do a full build like final, just because they're gonna get destroyed. So as always, when you're working with older vehicles, you tend to have a rust problem, and so we actually found a whole rusted out section of the bus. So what I'm leaning on is actually all rusted out. This right here actually had another layer, I don't know if it was sheet metal or something on top of it, that I just peeled off. I mean, it just pops right up. So I'm trying to figure out what to do with that as far as how we want to finish this, so the stairs, this next step up is semi-level. So much noise. So the piece that we're working on right now is, I'm trying to work on the whole front of the bus. So from like the steps up into the driver's quarter, my nervousness, and if any of you have any suggestions, maybe because you've worked on buses before or you just know, I want to take out this kind of like driver's cockpit area over here, all of that right there. I want to take that out. But my nervousness is on the other side of this right here, on this side over here, is the stick shift. We do not have a manual transmission bus, it's an automatic, but the drive...
The Prindle.
The what?
The Prindle. According
to London, the Prindle. So that thing is on the other side, as long as with the air brake release is on there. And so let me show you what it looks like. So I want to take all of that out, but my nervousness is I don't want to do, we're not necessarily on a flat surface, and I'm still trying to figure out the bus as far as air brake systems. I don't want to do something that's going to like put the bus in gear or drive or neutral to start rolling. So I'm trying to figure out a way that I can take this cockpit shell out without messing with the controls here, because in this piece right here, down here, there's actually steel, like fabricated steel is in here. So I just want to take this plastic crap off and then attach the controls to that steel, and then we'll rebuild a whole new mechanism. But in the process of taking off, I don't want to nick something or do something catastrophic. So if you have any ideas, let me know. If you've taken apart a bus, you know, hey, if you want to come help, I would gladly, you know, I'll gladly take your help. So that's kind of what we're working on right now. Just doing things nice and slow, taking our time on them, so we don't make mistakes, and so we do things right.
I had a professor in college tell me to go slow to go fast.
Yes, that's exactly right. Len had a professor in college that said go slow to go fast. So I've done enough projects the house that we bought and gutted, I learned the hard way. When you bite off more than you can chew, it gets overwhelming, and then you're just kind of stuck. So, thankfully, since it's a much smaller size area, you can still go after things a little too hard, but it's a little harder when instead of a 2,200 square foot house, you're at a 300 square foot bus. So we're doing those things, thinking through things along the way. I kind of have an idea in my head about the layout and things that we want to do, and I consistently keep changing it. So we'll see.
I do.
Well, yeah, I mean, we haven't talked about it, so. But just trying to design building stuff and figuring things out. You know, how I want the dash to look or not look. So I thought about going through and gutting all of the controls, but I just don't feel like it at this point. I don't know enough about it. So the things I know that we're not going to use, I'll try to disconnect and cap, but everything else I'm just going to leave right now. So that's the process of what we're doing. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the updates thus far. So yeah, let us know. The big thing that we'd love to know, not only is just commenting and hearing from you guys, ask us questions about anything, but we'd love to know what you think about the videos. So give us a little thumbs up and like the video. Let us know if you'd like to see more of the actual work and less talking, or if you'd like to see, you know, more talking and explaining what we're doing, or kind of a happy medium of both. So I just got back from a trip to Lowe's. Got the plywood, the insulation, 2x4s, a couple other things for the subfloor. So this is 3/4 inch grooved interlocking plywood. So we're gonna go ahead and unload this, get it put in here, and then get to work on the bus. So I think I found the next worst project. One of the things that I've been talking to people online that have different model bus than ours, they've taken the side walls off. So there's like a carpeted outside and then the side walls and then insulation in behind it. And so we figured, let's take it off, let's look and make sure there's no rust, there's, you know, nothing structurally detrimental to the bus that we need to take care of. And then now just give us that much more, you know, insulation behind it when we spray foam it, then we'll have that much more, you know, as extra insulation. So I thought the steps were the worst project so far. It does not seem like that's going to be the case. We're going to replace the steps as the worst project with these. So around the corners, they're spot welded, and a couple of guys online on some forums that I've been chatting on about buses and conversions told me that they're just spot welds, no big deal. Well, I don't know if we got an angry worker, but these are not just spot welds, they're like whole line welds, and so essentially we're going to have to cut off the entire piece. So I took this one off camera because I wanted to figure out what it was like. So this whole sheet came off, and it is a heavy gauge steel. I would say it's probably a 5 or an 8 gauge steel. Don't quote me on that, I know nothing about steel. And then in behind it, let's see if I can grab a piece, is essentially, oh, move the camera, is essentially what looks like spray foam, pretty thick spray foam. And it was in good shape. So now the question remains, if I want to go to the effort of taking all these panels off and the time and effort and energy and work that it's going to take, or if I just want to leave them on and then we can foam over it as an extra measure. My only fear is if there's some sort of leak or anything, we'll never know, and that's not going to be good. But at the same time, we're taking out the windows. On the outside, I mean, according to this sheet, put that down for you. I mean, that's the exterior steel of the bus, so like the outside steel. I mean, there's nothing in here that gives me any reason to believe as far as like we'd have to take the window off like it's rusty. Now there's a couple rust spots down here in the corner of these. These are actually inlets. It looks like water settled, and then down here on the bottom there's some pretty decent amount of rust. And so that needs to be taken care of, but we don't need to take off anything to do that. And so what I think I'm going to do is weld some more structural pieces in there, just because that's pretty rusted, but it looks like everything's okay. So I don't know. If you've converted a bus, what's your opinion? Should I spend the time and effort and energy to take it all apart, or should I just let it be and foam over it and call it good? The plan right now is to take out all of the windows. We know the leaks are in the windows because we can see we can see that the seals are broken on the outside. So I'd love your input. Should I take it off, or should I leave it up? I wanted to get one off. So let me know in the comment section below. Just if you have any opinions or 2 cents that you want to offer, I'd love to hear it. So we've been working on this project for, I don't know, probably 2.5 weeks, just here and there. Got my dad to come over and help me. This is, I don't even know, it's not the Blackwater tank. We already took it out. I don't know if it was a holding tank of some kind, but it's wedged up in there. But I think we finally have cut and prodded, so a lot of the work went off camera. I forgot to show you. It's been a lot of heaving and thinking and hoeing, so I'm gonna try to pull this puppy out and be done with it. Well, we're wrapping it up, calling it a day. I'm filthy. Got a lot done though. I was cleaning up the bus just a little while ago, and I feel like on one hand we got a lot done at the same time that we didn't. I had the flu all week, so you know, you win some, you lose some, but we're gonna call that good. I'm gonna go home and take a shower, and we're gonna call it a week, I think. So sorry if the video's a little shorter. Sorry there wasn't a ton of work. I'll try really hard in the next couple videos to do less talking and more work. So once we get to the point where I'm not like thinking through and it's kind of monotonous work, it'll for sure be a lot less talking, a lot more work. But we're gonna call that it.